Ahlan wa sahlan. Welcome to my channel, Alice Learns Arabic. Why you're here, I don't know. Why I'm here is because I've always been interested in Arabic. I say always, I grew up in the Middle East. I grew up in Oman, in Muscat, until I was 15. But I was in a community of English speakers there and never learned Arabic, which I always regretted as an adult. Over the years, I looked into learning Arabic many times. At first, I was put off by the diglossia. So a diglossia is when a language has kind of two different forms, depending on the context. And in Arabic, you have the different dialects, like Egyptian or Levantine or Gulf Arabic, to name a few. And then you have the written language, modern standard Arabic. And when you start, you kind of need to make a decision: am I going to learn Egyptian or am I going to learn modern standard? And the problem with the choice at the beginning is if you learn modern standard, it's going to be really difficult to understand what somebody says to you on a street in Cairo. But if you learn Egyptian or another dialect, then it's difficult to find materials to learn the language in. There's not a lot written in those languages because the written form is modern standard, and reading is then difficult if you learn one of the dialects. So that put me off, or I wasn't able to choose. I was confused. And then I moved to Switzerland and I was taken up with learning German and then refreshing my French eventually. But then a couple of things happened. I mean, living in Switzerland and learning German in Switzerland kind of gets you used to diglossia, because the spoken language, what you hear on the street in Zurich when Swiss people talk to each other, is dialect, but the written language is High German. And depending on the dialect, there is more or less of a difference, but there are big differences between Swiss German dialects and written High German. And so I got more used to that idea, or it didn't worry me so much anymore. And then nearly 5 years ago, I met my partner, who is originally from Egypt. And then the decision about which dialect, if dialect, became clear. So I started learning Egyptian Arabic about 4.5 years ago. My aim was, of course, to be able to understand when he spoke to his kids, or to be able to talk to his family when we visited Egypt, eventually to be able to talk to him in his mother tongue. And yeah, I started, as all these kind of language learning journeys go, with a lot of enthusiasm, and put a lot of time and effort and energy into it, and made progress pretty fast. Reached my immediate goal of being able to understand what he was saying to his sons. And the last couple of years, I've had a few longer breaks, which I'm now in a bit of a rut, or I feel like I'm trying to take it up again and make progress again, and I just feel very frustrated about having lost a lot of the vocabulary and the grammar stuff that I know that I've worked on before. So yeah, that's really my aim with this channel. It's for me, as a kind of a video diary, to hopefully be able to see some progress, but also just to kind of keep a note of what I've been doing every week, and to help me get some accountability, I shall be giving my Arabic teacher the link, so she can also see what I've been doing every week. So that's my aim with this channel. I plan to post a weekly video, maybe 10 minutes maximum, just to kind of explain what I've been doing, where I've maybe had difficulties, or what exciting new word or phrase I've discovered or been told that week. maybe review some of the materials that I've been using. And I want to do that in English, well, obviously in Arabic, but in English and in German. So the same videos I'll do in English and German. German's my main working language these days, so it's not so much of a problem, but I think it's a good exercise for me. And if anyone comes across this channel and is not a huge fan of English but is a German speaker, then maybe it's helpful. So if you're interested in Arabic, German, English, language learning in general, or just think it would be funny to watch me fail miserably to make progress, possibly in Arabic, then you're more than welcome to join me. Yalla!